Up, y'all? This is your boy Sherry Speaks. I got a treat for you guys today, but before I get into that, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit my subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, blast that like button, and also subscribe to my boys Millaboy Gaming and Heemz Gaming for more gaming and live streaming. They do some pretty dope shit. Okay, here I finally, like I said, like I promised, here is my Captain Marvel review. And $5 Tuesday couldn't have been much sweeter. Because in this movie, man, we get a perfect, in my opinion, we get a perfect origin story for Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, aka Carol Avenger Danvers, which is her nickname in the Air Force. Very, very cool. But then we also learn a lot about, I like how they actually fragmented her memory, because she learned how to become herself and become one with herself and learn who she really is. I really enjoyed that part. One of my favorite scenes in the movie was when she met Nick Fury, Nicholas Joseph Fury. I always wondered what the hell that J was for, but now we finally figured that out. We learned how he lost his eye in a very cute and yet really funny way. Goose, the Flurkin cat, scratched out his eye when Angela Rambo was taking on members of the Kree while she was just flying through space trying to get back down to Earth. Because we all know, at this time, Carol was, became one with herself and she started kicking ass. It's like, matter of fact, she started out kicking ass in the damn film, bro. She was giving them hands. She was whooping Skrulls' asses. We all come to find out it was actually her ally, not her enemy, as we all once thought. It turns out Jude Law's character, Yon Ra, was pretty much the henchman, and the groups of the Kree were actually henchmen for Ronan the Destroyer. And we learned pretty much that he pretty much just manipulated her the entire time using his power times the supreme intelligence, as they all call it. The supreme intelligence was like the hierarchy, which is almost like a god to them, in a place called Hala. And I love how they also use coordinates. I thought that was pretty cool as well. But anyway, the supreme intelligence was like it's something that everyone feared. Even Jude Law told her while they were on a ship getting ready to go get a mission because they were trying to have to rescue one of their spies. He says no one's ever really met the supreme intelligence, but only Carol did for some reason. While he was training Carol, he said, look, you need to learn how to control your emotions because you can't act impulsively because that's actually doubt and doubt creates vulnerability. That's what that makes you vulnerable, and that's one of your biggest weaknesses. You let your emotions get the better of you, and that's why you can't control the power. So that was a big thing, the first big theme of the first part of the movie. And we all come to find out actually that unfortunately, the Krees were actually dirty. Like I mentioned, they were henchmen for Ronan the Destroyer. And I'm sorry if I butchered his name at the last part, but you get the point. So throughout the movie, we just we see her piece together her past and who she really is. I really enjoyed that. It really picked up when she met Nicholas Fury and Phil Coulson. Now, Nick Fury, not believing that she's a half alien Kree, Nick Fury had to be face to face with one of the Skrulls himself, literally. They were impersonating Phil Coulson and various other people, just trying to get to Captain Marvel to actually save the Skrulls because that's actually what her mentor, Pegasus, was trying to get her to understand because, Pegasus was a Kree herself and she unfortunately died, trying to save her people. And she was trying to get Carol to understand that because Pegasus was on some next level time travel shit, so then that way she could actually save the Skrulls. Come to find out very towards the end of the movie, after she meets up with her old her wingman, Angela Rambo, and her daughter Monica, who I believe is a big Easter egg because she actually becomes somewhat of a superhero herself. We learned that they kept all of her stuff, even though she had no memory of it. It took Carol some time to actually get her memory back. It wasn't until little Monica, reminded her of, hey, this is a picture of you when you were a kid. This is a picture of this, that, and that, and that. And we learned so much because even when she went to the place that she met her mentor at, I think the place was Placebos or something like that. And that's when she bumped into Nick Fury again. He said that's when he finally believed her. And so he was asking her, so how do I know you're not a Skrull? He said, okay, well, because she just blasted a hole in the wall. And Nick was like, okay, is that supposed to do something for me? She's like, well, Skrulls can't do that. And so they started teaming up. They formed a wonderful alliance. Now, Nick he was pretty much a green guy working with Shield at the very first time. Him and Coulson. And he was actually thinking that he was actually doing the right thing by bringing Captain Marvel to Shield and actually bringing her in using his pager. All to come to find out, like I mentioned, or at least the way it looked, the Skrulls were actually evil. You know, they were trying to kill her and whatnot. That wasn't the case. Cause we all know at the very beginning of the movie, you know, Captain Marvel was just serving up some ass whoopings to left and right. I mean, even Tasul, you know, said, "Look, you took out 20 of my best damn men by your damn self with those damn little cuffs on his on his wrists." And we also kind of find out just that little power patch is what I'll call it, actually limited to her powers, limited to her abilities, and actually dampened her powers and actually made her weak. You know, because Jan Rog, I guess, didn't want her to see her full potential. He wanted to keep her under the slave mentality. He wanted to keep her, you know, not fulfilling her greatest potential, even though he said he's so proud of her after she blasted his ass towards a damn rock on the very beach that she lost her mentor on. And I thought that was pretty funny. But another funny thing I really enjoyed was the scene that Tasso was so afraid of the Flurkin, the cat, Goose. He was, you know, this is happening at Angela Rambo's place after they chopped everything up. And he was so afraid of that damn cat. It was so fucking hilarious, man. And I really enjoyed the fact that, you know, everyone was so open minded and so forth. And I also enjoyed the little cameo of Stan Lee. That was really cool. I love the fighting scene where Blue Larson just beating shit out of a woman, the Skrull. That was really cool. And I really enjoy like the mid credit scenes and the post credit scenes. We see Nick Fury, you know, has a whole fucking case full of glass eyes and everything. Not to mention it also, man, I really liked how they Pegasus was actually hiding a lot of scrolls on her private and hidden ship actually. Tasso actually found his family back there, who I guess they thought he was dead and so forth. And that's where we actually see the Tesseract for the first time. Put it in a little lunchbox. That was actually pretty cool. I forgot the name on the lunchbox. I think that's a big Easter egg too. And actually, Goose actually becomes a pet to Nick Fury. He throws up the Tesseract, and I guess that leads to what we all know to be part of the Avengers and so forth. But then we also get an Avengers in-game message because we see Captain Marvel, the Avengers Black Widow, Bruce Banner, and Captain America messing with the page that Nick Fury had during Infinity War. And it's the same page that Captain Marvel gave him, saying, "Look, if you ever need me, you know, I'll be right there for you." You know, and then we see that page actually go off, you know, because it was just beeping just a few moments ago before Captain Marvel actually showed up. And when she showed up right behind Black Widow, and she says, "Where's Fury?" So I can't wait to see Captain Endgame next month. I definitely will be there on opening night. I'll at least try to. I really think I will be, because I mean it wouldn't make any sense. Because I showed up on the opening night of Infinity War. I have to do a big on this one too, since it's gonna be the last one. This has been More Series, man. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button again. Hit that subscribe button, and make sure you guys subscribe to my boys, Millaboy Gaming and Heemz Gaming. And also, let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. Peace and love.